Pisces, it's Romy Wyser here. Welcome to my new YouTube channel. Thank you so much for joining me. If you are Pisces Sun, Rising or Moon, this may well resonate for you. If it doesn't, please check out your Rising and Moon readings. We also have the opportunity to go a little bit deeper into the narrative and the conversation with the extended reading, and I'll drop the link below. If you'd like to join me with the extended reading, you will also receive an accompanying worksheet which will pull out some of the key themes that we talk about and give you some information to help you with your own self-discovery and spiritual growth. So if you enjoy, please do drop me a comment, like and share the video, and make sure you subscribe to my channel so that you don't miss any future updates from me. I am really excited to get started. I'm going to go ahead and flip the camera so that you can see the cards as I'm pulling them for you, Pisces. This is for September 2019. Hey Pisces, welcome to your September monthly intuitive reading. Thank you so much for joining me. Let's go ahead and get started and see what's coming out for you this month. We've just had this new moon in Virgo and it's in your 7th house of partnerships right now, Pisces. So there will be some real focus and emphasis through this Virgo season on those connections and relationships that are most meaningful in your life, and really where your focus is with regards to how you want to connect and the way that you are showing up or perceiving how others are showing up in that sort of energy for you. Okay, so we're beginning this reading with the Lover's energy. So this could be a Gemini in your life, and we may well be looking at a particularly karmic or soulmate relationship as we focus on that 7th house activity, Pisces. And you know, it might not necessarily be a romantic relationship. You know, this just could be a deep soul bond that you have with a particular individual, or even that desire to have that sort of relationship or connection in your life right now. You know, throughout this Virgo season with that 7th house, you are really going to be, you know, Virgo wants to unearth all the details. It wants to turn over every stone, and maybe there's some sort of fairly harsh or critical narratives that you have at the moment with regards to where you currently stand with this ideal. So whether this is already in your life and you're kind of analysing and thinking about what it means, where you would like this relationship to go, what's lacking, or how you want to be more fulfilled, or maybe this is the desire to bring this kind of energy into your life, Pisces. So that focus is really with you as we move right through to we hit Libra on the 23rd and move into your 8th house activity, which is then going to plunge you quite deep into that real sense of you know, the desire around intimacy and having to transform and deal with that kind of secretive, almost sort of fantasy side of your life as well. So it's an interesting journey in terms of what we're looking at as we move through September, as you consider the importance of the relationships and connections in your world. If this is with regards to business or career for you, Pisces, perhaps you're looking at a new partnership situation coming in, or you're certainly putting a partnership situation under the microscope at the moment to see what it means for you. Okay. You know, we have a full moon this month in your sign, Pisces, on the 14th of September. So, you know, there's a real sense of you also, as we move into that energy, being able to release old, outdated ideas about yourself. And that might be specifically relating to how you're showing up in the partnerships, relationships and connections in your life, or what you want to let go of in order to step into the best version of yourself, Pisces, right? If this is a Gemini energy that is around you, it does feel that there's a sense of coming together. So a shared idea or vision perhaps emerging is the note that I'm feeling around this. But certainly that full moon in Pisces energy is going to serve you really well through this month of Virgo. Okay, interesting. So Pisces, we have the 9 of Swords coming up. So maybe there is this situation where there is some stress and anxiety around a particular relationship situation just now. And actually, you know, we also potentially could be dealing with a third party situation sometimes with that lover's energy as well, that may be causing you some concern or real restlessness and anxiety. I think the important thing to recognize, you know, when we're picking up sort of Gemini energy, that air energy, we're in Virgo. Both Gemini and Virgo are ruled by Mercury. And whenever I get Nine of Swords, for me, it's always about that mental stress and anxiety that we're applying to oneself. And remember, Virgo can be overly harsh, right? Overly critical, very judgmental. And, you know, it's that sort of energy where we are just being way, way, way too hard on ourselves over a situation. So when you've got that compounded kind of mercurial, you know, real high stress sort of all in that kind of crown chakra area, it is going to be really important to tap into that beautiful, grounded, earth medicine quality that Virgo can deliver for you, Pisces, okay? So if you are in a situation just now that is causing you this kind of mental stress and anxiety connected to a close relationship in your life at the moment, then think about the ways with which you can adopt the qualities of that Virgo energy to serve you in a way that's going to help you to release some of that real kind of mental stress that you are applying to yourself, and just make sure you're not moving into an energy where you just keep heaping more and more and more kind of on top, because it you know, when we get into that almost sort of runaway train state of mind, where when one thing doesn't feel like it's quite working, it's very quickly a place where we can start to attract in all sorts of stuff and decide what the outcome's going to be way ahead of time. So it feels like you're just getting a little bit of a heads up, and that's perfect timing before we move into that full moon in Pisces to help you actually clear out, you know, some of that excess energy that isn't serving you. And in this particular image that we have for the lovers is this beautiful depiction of the fire energy here. And I think that is coming through with this specific card just to say, look, we can help clear some of that stress and anxiety away by just burning right through it. There's an importance to help bring some clarity to the situation by allowing some of that fire energy to just clear the landscape, so to speak. Okay. So interestingly, we have Saturn moving direct, okay, this month, finally, on September 18th, after being retrograde for the last 5 months. It's been retrograde in your 11th house, Pisces, okay? So it's hit you in terms of, again, the way that you connect with groups, with friendships, with the community. And, you know, it just feels, again, it's all about the relationships and the way that you've chosen to show up, or how you've been impacted by certain relationships, or your desire to want to be around people or not. And so some of those difficult lessons that Saturn's delivered to you are now being integrated, okay? And you might still have some stress levels around that, okay, based on what's coming up at the start of your reading. But as Saturn stations direct and starts to move forward, then you're looking at how you can learn from these. And I just feel like you're actually going to be putting some new systems, and you know, the lovers can often be about systems and structures and just kind of putting things in their right order, okay? And I just feel like you will be dealing with some of these things and actually applying like a new approach to how you want to deal with certain relationship situations in your life, okay? So 5 of Wands is coming up, so there may well be a situation that is causing you this inner conflict, okay? And maybe there's even some I don't know, opposing opinions, some quarrels, some challenge, you know, almost like that slightly competitive situation that you might be dealing with at the moment, Pisces. Rest assured though, I feel, you know, I'm quite happy to actually see that Wands with the fire energy coming through. We've just talked about that coming up in this particular image of the Lover's card, although it's not often related to it. Because I feel that you need that. You need a little bit of fire in your belly almost to be able to help move you through And actually, this is also about you setting some boundaries, I feel, Pisces. And I think that's important. Sometimes that can be quite challenging for you, okay? You can be that very mutable energy that's trying to people please and sort of, move between different types of energy. You sense situations, people very intuitively, very naturally, and you tend to absorb an awful lot, very empathic in nature. So, this is maybe a time right now where in this period of reassessment with these key relationships in your life, you're also being asked to stand up for yourself, to have a clear boundary in place, and, to make sure that you find the emotional tools to be able to rise above anything that's happening in and around you. Okay, so let's have a look. Okay, so 2 cards wanted to come out there, so I'm just going to take them both. Okay, so we have 10 of Cups, we have 2 of Pentacles. So all right, first of all, I get really drawn with this 2 of Pentacles to say that there seems to be some sort of battle between heart and mind right now over something. So your rational mind is trying to help you come to a conclusion, okay? And yet the heart is telling you perhaps something completely different. And that may well be creating this inner conflict or that stress and anxiety that's coming out with 9 of Swords. But 10 of Cups, okay, this could be a family situation that we're dealing with at the moment, Pisces. But for me, it also talks to me about you coming to a new understanding and awareness about your own emotional needs and what that vision of happiness looks like for you. And you know what? Maybe there's a situation that's causing you to question what that vision looks like. Some things maybe come along to disrupt or unsettle that vision of the perfect life, the perfect family, the perfect picture, right? And it feels like that could be causing you some real challenge, some difficulty, it's almost that, I had this vision, or I look to this person who has this perfect life, and it actually isn't so perfect after all, so what does that mean for me? So it feels like there's sort of some deeper questions that seem to be arising because of perhaps what you are being exposed to or what is happening around you in different situations in your life right now, Pisces, okay? The duality coming through of the 2 of Pentacles for me is also linking into that Gemini energy and saying that perhaps right now you also feel in a place where you're literally having to, you're feeling split in your energy. You're having to be 2 different people. You're having to wear 2 different hats, having 2 different perspectives, and that trying to move constantly between those 2 versions is really exhausting. So even though as a natural essence, your Piscean energy, has that ability to be mutable and sort of move in between those energetic frequencies, I still feel like I've got some real stress levels around whatever is causing you to have to try to be 2 different people for whatever reason, okay? There's also this element of choice that comes up, okay, when we look at the 2 of Pentacles coming in as well. And really that sense of juggling, so you just feeling like you're trying to keep it all together, Pisces. Where are you trying to hold everything together right now? Maybe you just need to release. Maybe you just need to allow things to fall out, or literally. Maybe that fallout is exactly what is going to help you to actually regain your balance again. Interesting. Okay, so Hanged Man energy coming in. So there is this sense of you feeling slightly powerless to whatever is going on around you right now. And also in some regards, you feeling this sense of like having to sacrifice something in order to be able to move forward. For me, I think there is an element of you spiritually speaking at this point in your journey in 2019, Pisces, of actually saying, I need to... this is an important time that I actually need to be able to properly process what is happening. And in order to do that, I need to take myself and kind of be in this suspended point in time so that I can fully absorb and understand what is happening and the transformation that it is delivering for me. And remember, when we move into Libra energy on the 23rd, which is also equinox, okay, so there's this huge rebalancing that's happening in your life at this point, Pisces. You are in 8th house activity at that point, so it's dealing with these themes of of death, of intimacy. There's a sense of like looking at kind of shared finances, shared resources. Again, that sort of partnership or connections with others and what that means. But 8th house stuff is very transformational, right? And it's sometimes it can feel a bit icky. You're having to kind of delve into that very Plutonian aspect where it's that sort of shadow self and dealing with secrets, or that kind of, when we talk about having our public self, our private self, and our secret self. And so there's something about this energy for me with the Hanged Man coming in very spiritually for you, and actually as a really important, necessary part of your growth through the month of September, Pisces. But actually, it's almost though you are, you're about to do a deep dive with something, and you're just almost saying, hold on, I need some time out here, okay? And that might be to be able to make a decision about something, to be able to understand how this picture is changing for you and what that means, to be able to possibly reconcile any kind of inner conflict and stress that's been happening for you. So I want you to look at this Hanged Man energy as actually quite positive, not to see it as something that's holding you back or delaying a situation or holding you in a place of like not knowing or a sense of limbo. I actually feel that this is a very powerful spiritual intervention is actually what comes up for you, Pisces, in a way that's going to really serve you, because you're going to be able to understand, and something is going to be illuminated about what you have been experiencing, and that's going to impact how you choose to engage and respond and feel emotionally triggered by things moving forward, okay? Okay, so Emperor energy coming through. You may be dealing with a husband or a father energy here. This sense of power and control is coming up as well. And, on another hand, when we have that Hanged Man energy and we feel to some extent powerless in a situation, and then we have that Emperor, could be an Aries energy you're dealing with here, by the way, or cardinal energy. But there is this sense of just trying to regain control in a situation where you feel powerless. If this is about a father energy in your life, Pisces, then maybe there is some situation. We picked up 10 of Cups as a family dynamic here, but maybe there is some sense of real conflict around what's happening with this person in your life right now, or you uprooting really like old beliefs, or having to go back and unearth different energetic patterns that have been playing out in your relationships, possibly based on a father relationship, or certainly a connection with somebody of authority and power and dominance in your life. It's very strong masculine energy coming in. Remember, the Lovers card also comes in on a masculine energy as well, Gemini being the masculine. So it just feels that you are possibly feeling quite restricted by that slightly overwhelming or suffocating sense of not being able to rise up and properly meet this with the energy that you need to. But remember, when I say this phrase of spiritual intervention to do with this situation, it's reminding you that what is coming in is going to support you and give you the necessary insight and clarity to be able to deal with what is unfolding around you at the moment, Pisces, okay? All right, so full energy comes in. So there is a sense of liberation that's going to come about following that Hanged Man energy for me, okay? There's a new beginning that is ready to come in for you, Pisces. And I get this sense that some of this that we're picking up seems to me that it's playing out around you, and at the same time you're being kind of directed in different ways, and it's almost like you've got multiple stories happening at the same time, okay? And you are almost, like we said about trying to be two different people, and it might be four different people, we've got your Pisces duality, we've got Gemini duality coming in there, so it's literally like there are four people at any given time trying to get a measure on what is happening. Now, if this is to do with an Aries energy, maybe there is this desire to have a new beginning. You're certainly looking towards this person. You are wanting to take something to a different level. I think that your spiritual understanding that's coming through with this epiphany, okay, is actually driving you to say, I need to transform this relationship. I want something different to come in, okay? There's certainly even this sense of some kind of quite, I want to say almost slight depression that comes through with these two cards. So maybe you're dealing with that slightly, or there's someone around you that's got that going on at the moment. But for me, that full energy coming in is bringing a breath of fresh air just when you need it, okay? It's reminding you that actually, like, we're constantly on that soul journey, and things, we're all at different stages, right? And sometimes in those partnerships, and the people that are closest in our lives, we can be on different pages, but still part of the same book. So how do we navigate that? How do we find a way to be at peace with the fact that we can be at completely different points in our spiritual journey, but still find relevance and resonance with one another, that we can still meet at critical points on that journey and come together and still feel lifted and emotionally are like having our emotional needs met. Okay, so Two of Swords energy coming in. So there feels like there is a sense of indecision that comes around what is playing out at the moment. So, we're back to this two again, okay? So there's choices coming in for you, Pisces. Where are you going to put your energy? Where are you going to direct it? Are you going to allow yourself to have that new beginning that you need and to take the spiritual awakening that's on your path? Or are you going to take yourself back into somebody else's story and narrative and cause yourself the stress and the headache that comes with that? So even though there's a sense of indecision, really I think you know the answer to this, Pisces. The lunar note here coming in here is talking to me about the fact that this Pisces full moon is absolutely in your energy, and one that you have the answers at that point, right? That full moon will illuminate and bring to the surface anything that's been hidden, and that includes any part of you that's not wanted to acknowledge or face or deal with something. So at the moment, even though you may still be choosing to keep that blindfold on yourself as you feel like remember we talked about that heart and head choice over something? I actually feel like you know what you want to do in this situation, Pisces, okay? And I think that's going to become clearer and clearer. And actually, inevitably, the only way is to allow this new beginning to happen for you, okay? Because the momentum is already in motion. Things are not going to stop just because other people's stories are not playing out in the way that perhaps we expected or needed them to, right? So I'm just going to pull some oracle cards to clarify, Pisces, what's coming up with your reading here. Family and tribe. Okay, so maybe this whole situation that we've been talking about has a specific emphasis around your own personal family. And this could be soul family as well, Pisces, remember. It's not necessarily blood family. And remember, we were also talking about Saturn moving direct in your 11th house of groups. Okay, so this is really important, like how you're showing up in the collective, how you feel you're a part of things, what you feel you have to offer and bring to that dynamic. And then I think there's this sense of, I want to say scrutiny is the word that comes up. maybe you're scrutinizing the relationships that you've had in your life, particularly with that father energy coming up and that 10 of Cups. So maybe there's specific individuals or, connections that you're looking at with the lovers. This could be very karmic or soulmate relationships that you've had or that are in your life at the moment or that you desire. And you are pondering and taking time to understand what your energy says in these dynamics. Like, how do I show up? How am I perceived? Am I being the best version of myself? Am I accountable for what I'm bringing to the party at any given time? And what am I choosing to be triggered by? What am I choosing to take on as mine? Or what is this mirror showing me about where there are areas for healing and growth for me? That full moon in your first house, Pisces, is giving you a sense of real transformation, okay? This is a time when you are shedding an old skin and literally, allowing yourself to move into a new version of who you are. So all of these questions and curiosity around how you are integrating and a part of these group situations, I think is a really important conversation that's happening for you in September, yeah? Okay, so our moon cards are just giving us a little nod on timings and also connecting in with the moon energy. Surrender to the divine. Okay, so again, it's this linking to the full moon. So I feel we're just going to have an awful lot of really powerful, potent energy around that 14th of the month for you, Pisces. And I do feel, I want to link this to this very Neptunian energy of the Hanged Man. You have to surrender. There's an inevitability about the powerlessness that you are feeling, right? But that has purpose. It isn't here to hold you back. It's actually here to help propel you forward. It's just about how you are choosing to view what is happening, okay? And, if this is about where you're at in terms of work and your career and purpose, and maybe you felt somewhat stagnant in that energy for quite some time, and there's been some real sense of anxiety and stress around how you move out of that and how you move forward. Well, again, for me, this is about you gaining through this month of September some real internal guidance and understanding, and like I said, this spiritual intervention that's coming in to say, okay, we're going to redirect you here, right? We're going to redirect you. There's a divine intervention and timing that's happening here that almost feels quite karmic, and we're going to set you off on a new path and a new direction. And that might not be in the way that you expected it to be, Pisces, okay? But I feel that it's going to be wholly aligned with what is for your best, highest self. So how do you want to surrender into that? How are you allowing the feeling of being powerless or that sense of trying to gain control in a situation that you aren't able to control? Yeah? I love this. Okay, fierce serenity. So again, okay, this aspect of surrender, and there's not a lot of fierce serenity going on with our Nine of Swords here, right? So what is it saying? Just like we talked about, you have to embody that beautiful healing earth medicine of Virgo in order to be able to move through this month and actually receive the gifts that it has for you, Pisces. There's a lion on this card. So for me, I kind of want to link back to almost Leo season as well. So what was happening in July and the start of August, that's maybe ruffled all the feathers here or been the start of causing all of this kind of turmoil or upheaval. Now is the time to move into a place of deep acceptance. Understand that it's still presenting you with a choice, even if it doesn't feel like that. The choice can still be, how do I want to move forward with the knowing, with the understanding of what is happening around me at the moment. You still get to decide and choose whether you want to feel at peace within your own skin, Pisces, right? And I think there is something that's going to be really valuable for you through this month of September, in terms of gaining something around the emotional tools to help you harmonize and find balance even when things around you feel completely unbalanced. So I just wanted to check a couple of outcome cards based on some of the themes that have come up in this reading. So we have Six of Swords. You are on a journey right now, Pisces, but you are moving away from a lot of this more troubled energy, okay? We'll see what comes up in the extended reading and to see more detail around this. But for me, okay, it could be symbolic of travel or short trips coming up a lot through September for you, but there is this sense of you just needing to escape and actually finding a way out of a lot of that mental stress and anxiety and self-imposed sacrifice almost, and then being able to put yourself into a place that's much calmer. And I actually feel with this card coming up in your reading, it's actually about you being able to find the inner peace. You know, remember, these swords are still, you know, connecting in with intellect and your thoughts, and what's happening in all of that sort of crown chakra activity. But I feel like, you know, this is everything that you've learned about yourself, and you're taking it with you, okay? You're taking that knowledge and understanding with you, but you're also finding peace in the process, okay? Let's just pull one more to see what comes out here. Okay, more swords. Seven of Swords. Okay, so I actually feel with this, it's very much around the theme of self-trust for you, Pisces, okay? So, you know, maybe there has been a situation where you felt somewhat deceived, or you have been deceiving yourself over something, but I really feel like we're moving away from that. You know, we're coming into a place of clarity, and I think the Six of Swords for me does denote a moving away from this energy or this individual. So if this is representative of a person or a situation in your life that's really caused you some upset, and you know, there's really this sense of I guess just not quite believing in what somebody has to say, you know, just look. The thing is, Pisces, right, you are so intuitive, you have that deep psychic awareness, so it's like when you read between the lines of things, it's just not adding up for you. So there's this inauthentic energy that's coming up from the Seven, that I feel has probably been causing you some stress and anxiety through this month. But actually the outcome of this is that we're moving away from it. We're choosing to liberate ourselves, you know, both internally but also from the people. And remember, when we talk about all this seventh house activity, this is about key partnerships and relationships in your life, okay? We opened up with the Lovers card, but this is something that you're moving away from, Pisces. So I hope that that has resonated for you. If it has, please do go ahead and like and share the video, and make sure you subscribe to my channel, Pisces. I am also now going to just pull a few cards for our extended reading. Now the extended reading is going to be about another 20 minutes. We go into this narrative in a little bit more detail to see what else is going to come up and be revealed for you. So I'm going to go ahead and clarify the Lovers right now and see. Let's see what else that has to tell us right now. The Hermit, okay. Could also be dealing with a Virgo energy, or, you know, this sense of isolation, wanting to be in a partnership or feeling alone in a partnership situation. Of course, we're in Virgo season right now, Eight of Swords, so there's definitely some stress and anxiety that's coming up, I feel. You know, this could be around this, a Gemini energy, if that's what it is that's showing up for you, or a key relationship, okay? So King Coins wanted to come out here, connected to this Nine of Swords, so maybe it is around your stability and security. Okay, Queen of Cups, so this I feel is you, Pisces, a water sign, but it could also be a Scorpio or a Cancerian that you're dealing with. But for me, I want to say this feels like your energy right now. So just in feeling quite vulnerable perhaps at the moment. Okay. Empress energy also coming in there. Interesting. go ahead and clarify the Five of Wands. You know, Venus is going to be moving into Libra as well on the 14th of this month, same day as that full moon. Venus, of course, ruling Empress energy. So it's another story to unfold there. Page of Swords coming in with the Five of Wands. So, okay, quite direct, curt words I feel coming from that Page of Swords, which could also be another air sign or link back to this Gemini energy that's come up. Justice. Okay, definitely something karmic coming up. You could be dealing with a Libra energy here as well. News and communication with the Libra, maybe causing some conflict or stress, but let's see how that plays out. Clarifying the Two of Pentacles. The Six coming up, so trying to regain some balance here. Again, this could be dealing with your money and finances, Pisces. Queen of Wands, fire sign, Aries, Sagittarius, or Leo. Also pulled out the Chariot here, which could be Cancerian energy coming through into the mix. Let's just clarify the Hanged Man here. Four of Coins, Pisces, and this one wanted to come too. Oh, lovely, High Priestess. Okay. That High Priestess along with the Hanged Man, for me, just is really guiding me towards this sense of this spiritual tone, intervention, moment of real awakening for you, Pisces. Four of Wands is coming in with the Emperor. So also number 4 in the tarot, so that numerology wise number 4 is important. Also could be dealing with house and home. King of Wands also wants to come through for you there. Fire sign energy, Pisces. Let's go ahead and clarify the full energy here. Seven of Swords again. Maybe there's some guilt here, actually. There's some guilt around this new beginning coming in for you, Pisces. Ten of Swords. Maybe you feel betrayed somewhere. Definitely an ending and a new beginning coming through for you. Two of Swords. Nine of Coins coming in. Oh. Okay, just going to pull one more here. King of Swords, air sign, Libra, Gemini, Aquarius. And then just for these 2 outcome cards to complete. Three of Wands. And Five of Wands again. Okay, Pisces. If you'd like to go ahead and join me for the extended, you can find the link below the video, and I look forward to discussing this in more detail with you. And if not, thank you so much for joining me for this reading. If it's your sun, rising or moon and it's resonated, please do go ahead and like and share. I really appreciate you tuning into my channel. I really look forward to connecting with you next month. Have a wonderful full moon in your sign this month, Pisces. Okay, take care.